Hey, 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 hey. Thursday, July 30th. Welcome to the Breaking and Entering live marketing news show. I'm Jack.
And I'm Gino.
Gino, how are you?
Feeling great, Jack.
Nice.
Caffeinated.
Caffeinated, medicated. Always, Gino. Inebriated. Big show today. Gino called it. It's a mega stream. We said mega stream watch. We're officially turning that into it's a mega stream today. Big guest list presented by Tatari. Shout out to Tatari and to our exclusive data partner, Tracksuit. Gene Freeman and Laura Stayt are going to join us momentarily from Zambezi. Agency just won big at AdAge Small Agency Awards. So we're going to talk with the LA-based agency there, Gino. And we're bringing back the green screen.
Yes, we are.
The green screen is back to break down Yahoo's new work with Kyle Cook. Everyone knows Kyle Cook these days, Summer House extraordinaire. They're working with him for their new and improved weather app, Gino.
That's right.
And then Antoni Porowski, breaking an Ant in the Ring. He just had a new campaign drop with Instacart.
Yes, he did.
So
He'll be joining today. Pumped for that one.
And then who else, Gino? Who else is joining?
David Angelo, legend in the industry, founder of David and Goliath. He'll be joining the show. They have a new AOR win. We'll be talking more about that. And we wrap the show up with two creatives over at BarkleyOKRP, Justin Smith and Sam Bond's going to be talking about something pretty fun.
Yeah, Lobster Fest. Look it up. And
we got some fun.
I
planned
want
for that.
everyone to know that we will be giving away a stock tip for the first time on this show. You'll have to stick around for that. It's in regards to an apparel brand that showed up big at FIFA World Cup.
Can we give stock tips, or we are not?
I think we'll give a disclaimer at some point, but
we should chat GPT what the disclaimer would be and just put that on the screen flashing.
whatever we need to do, or just be like, don't be a snitch.
Yeah.
If you're gonna, don't tell on us. Should we get kicking off with our first guest of the show to get things rolling? Let's get it rolling. We got Gene Freeman and Laura Stayt from Zambezi, two leaders of the agency that just won big at Small Agency for AdAge, LA-based agency, Gino.
Get me
How
out
exciting.
there.
Let's
Get
bring
me
them
over
in.
there.
Boom. Here we go.
Boom. Good
Gene
morning.
and
Good morning.
Laura, welcome to the show. How are you both doing?
Pretty good. We're doing great. Yeah.
Fantastic.
I mean, how could you not be feeling great? I imagine agencies excited, Zambezi, the crew. You get the hardware, you get the recognition. Do you feel like things are cooking right now for the agency in ways that we can't even comprehend?
I think we've been having a lot of momentum for sure. It's nice to see it validated in the industry, but I think, we're really proud of I think we're doing our best work right now. And I think from that standpoint, just only going to continue with having being integrated and having production and media has really allowed us to work with different vectors of clients and really clients that want to have that integrated one-stop agency partner. So we're here for it. And I think now we're really getting our new business engine running to continue the momentum.
Nice. Did I read, I think in the article written by eScoops, that's you and Larkin on your win here. Shout out to you. And I think I read that, first off, it's a 20-year-old agency. And was it originally established as a sports marketing, sports-focused agency? Is that correct?
Yes. So when we started in 2006, 20 years ago, and Kobe Bryant was our founding business partner. So in our early days, we had a very strong sports and entertainment focus, which allowed us to scale from a startup to a mid-size agency. We still have quite a tremendous roster of sports and entertainment brands. TaylorMade Golf being a longtime client of ours is an example of that. And then 2015, I bought Kobe out of the business, and now have really continued to extend that in additional services with creative and media, and also servicing large financial and B2B partners like LPL Financial as an example, showing how the breadth and depth of the types of clients that we work with. But yeah, we've been on a journey, and as you know, this business and industry is changing so rapidly, and we're proud to be changing with it too.
You learn something new every day, Jack. I've been talking about this stuff for years. Didn't know that with Kobe. Fascinating.
That is fascinating. So Laura, I think that I'm curious to hear more about a small agency that's able to offer the integrated approach. Like, how does that work? Because I think we hear a lot about these nimble, very creative focused agencies that are doing big things. But the idea of having an integrated approach from a smaller agency is something that maybe is a little bit newer because of the ways that technology has allowed you not to have like 5 million people to do all that.
Yeah. I mean, I think that, I started 8 years ago, and we were creative. so 8 years ago, we were still a creative agency. And so really it's in this last period of time that we've built up the studio and the media. And I think that, we really try to just break down silos. And I think that that's something that a lot of like the bigger agencies, and in my experience, and a lot of the holdcos, it's very siloed between like, this is the media group, this is the creative group, and there's a lot of handoffs between them. And, I have oversight of both the media and the creative side. And I often sort of talk about my account team as like, I want them to be equally able to sell a media strategy as they can talk about a production estimate. And we really try and kind of train people to know really across the business. And I think it just makes our team way better business partners for our clients, like really understanding full go-to-market. And I don't think you have to be massive to be able to offer all of those things. You just need the right people, and you need to be able to train the right skill sets, which I think is really what we've focused on, and kind of ensuring that integration from an operational standpoint.
Totally. Looking back at 2025 is a great year. Obviously, you got this incredible recognition, 42% revenue increase in 2025, which is amazing. I want to hear from you both. What were the big wins this past year?
Yeah, well, I mean, I think that in terms of like that kind of the cross-selling, like the partners that use multiple services of ours. So that's really something that we have seen that's driven a lot of the business. And for example, with something like with a liquid IV, which I know was sort of featured in that in that award submission, that they came to us really with just a media ask. Like they wanted some media strategy to support a summer campaign. And because of the fact that we have creative in-house, again, this is, where we say we just sort of like to add a bit more to what is being asked of us. We sort of took that away and said, okay, well, how can we do something a little bit more with that? We brought our creative team in and we concepted this idea of IV o'clock, which ultimately became a true creative and media integrated piece of thinking. That was not what was asked of us, but it made sense. It was added value for the client. And that's an example of something where we just end up kind of gaining more of the business. And we always talk about, like, we never try to force ourselves in somewhere where we're not wanted. There's a lot of places where a client will have a really awesome relationship with their media agency, and it's working. I'm never going to try and like force our way into something that already works. But it's more about identifying the true areas where we can add value. And so what we saw a lot of in 25 was, again, we might have a client that comes in the door for one thing. When they realize that, okay, there is a production arm here, there is a media arm here, actually it makes a ton of sense, not just from a financial efficiency standpoint, but also from an output standpoint, like the quality of the work and really ensuring excellence. So that was a big driver from that growth, and really kind of adding those capabilities. So the Honest Company was a new client last year, Liquid IV, one of them which you already mentioned, and then adding kind of additional pieces kind of across the production portfolio as well.
Well, it sounds like now the next step is you don't want, clients to just find that out after they meet you and start working with you. Now it feels like the next obvious stage is now we want people to know that, right? I feel like that it sounds like from the article too, that's kind of the next phase of growth, is like, how do you bolster up the new business team?
Yep. So that's what we're working on right now. Because if you think about it across between media production and creative, as you know, they're all specialized, but yet all when sold together is a different type of story. So we're excited to kind of dig in and kind of see what that is for the future. But yeah, that is really more of the focus, is focusing on our go-to-market strategy and just, taking it, looking at it for the next horizon.
Yeah, incredible.
You
know what they were doing? It's a foot in the door strategy that they were applying beforehand. Like, we'll get in there and then it's a small ask and then we can do more. Now, the other way you could do this is you do slam the door. It's like, let's do a whole rebrand, a big campaign for your company. It's going to cost so much money. They'll say no to that, and then you offer something smaller.
Like, I know you asked for a quick media strategy session for Times Square, but what if we rebranded your entire company right now? Is that, I mean, come on, let's do it.
Let's do it.
But what's interesting about that is, the idea. So the flip side of that, and another client that we've had huge success with that was referenced in the article, is LPL Financial. So with that's an example of, they came to us for both from the beginning. Like that was kind of like the that's how we pitched ourselves. That was from the beginning, like,
Okay.
here's the benefit of doing it together. So that was, they knew what they were getting from the start. And with that one, that was a great example of a brave client who'd never done any brand advertising really before in their like decades long history, and was ready to take a really big swing. And for them, the idea of having that media and creative in the same building run by the same people was actually, I think, enormously reassuring, because they were able to just kind of like work with one team and put it out together. And that campaign is like doing wonders for their business. So that's almost like the flip side of IV. And so, and I think we talk a lot about how we are able to be very flexible with the kinds of solutions that we find for our partners. We can do one little bit and then grow it, or we can take the whole lot from the beginning, and we can scale up and down as needed.
Well, the LPL financial worked, Gino. According to Ad Age, according to eScoops, effort drove a 31% lift in aid awareness against the initial goal of 5 to 7%. So
I remember that spot.
How did that relationship come together? Was it like a proper pitch, or more something there's a prior relationship?
There was a prior relationship with working with our media team, specifically with a previous relationship on that standpoint, and really enjoyed how we are. I mean, I think that's the other aspect too. Being a newbie in the media kind of landscape, our team is refreshing to work with from the publisher side. So from there, it was a pitch, and we had to bring it, and we did. And then from there, I just think, again, this is a great example of a brand that hadn't done anything before, and where we're really great partners for that. We're entrepreneurs, as you two are entrepreneurs too. Figuring out the best way to bring things to market and do things that people haven't done before. And with the success of the campaign, there's been further investment that's happened within LPL with a larger sponsorship with PGA of America. And we were happy to kind of, also give our sports expertise strategy on that. So I think this is a great showcase of how we operate when we work best with great clients.
I wanted to ask about your thoughts on going from the creative strategy to the media strategy, because especially, I don't know, we talked yesterday or the other day with Blake Heel at Conscious Minds about social is the front door more so than ever for brands, especially brands like you think about like LPL, trying to get awareness up. And do that effectively through social. So I want to ask about that, having the creative show up in the media in a way that makes sense, because nowadays you'll see people creating campaigns that are built to get that repost from Complex or that repost from New Yorker's Instagram, social media pages. So I'm curious how you all think about bringing creative through the media strategy.
Yeah, I mean, I think that we always say that no matter what door anyone comes in through, they kind of get a bit of both, right? If it's a creative relationship, we sort of add media thinking in just naturally. That's the way that we work. Vice versa. Comms planning kind of sitting at the center of that is a real kind of strength of ours. And it's not just a media plan and a creative idea, but truly thinking about it through the lens of the channels and the messaging. And so again, that's just a way that what we have found, I think quite remarkably, honestly, is that when we start talking to clients about comms planning, it's sort of a bit of a light bulb moment of I haven't really fully integrated how I'm kind of putting these things together. So through that comms planning, through that really, we often print out in a very old school kind of way, like a giant comms plan to stick on a client's wall so they can keep referring back to it and looking at it. And ultimately that is defining whether or not it is social. Social may or may not be the right way to kind of to get the message out, but it's having that holistic approach and being very honest about that to determine what is it that we're trying to do, and kind of align that with the KPIs. So again, comms planning is really the link between the brand strategy and the media strategy, and we bring that forward for everyone.
Amazing. Any other questions from you, Joe?
No. Congratulations on all the success. We're going to be on the lookout for more work coming from Zambezi soon. Hope to have you both on the show again.
And also, just as an Anna Kendrick fan myself, Pitch Perfect legend. I mean, what a moment.
She's great.
Did you get to meet her?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Stay tuned. Round 2 is going to be coming up soon.
Scoop.
So
That's a scoop. That's a scoop. Well, great. I'm sure. Well, Gino, if you need Gino to fill in, if the cup song gets into it, Gino knows how to do the cup song from Pitch Perfect.
Good, noted.
Yeah, we will pass that on.
Okay, great.
Let her know. Let her know.
I'm sure that will get back to Anna.
Of course.
Gina will hold
She's
you to
probably
that.
watching right now. Anna, hello.
Yeah.
All right.
Laura, Gene, thank you both so much, and congratulations again to the whole agency at Zambezi. Massive win for you all.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thanks, too.
Amazing. Gino, listen.
Listen, I was
You want
going
to
to
win? You talk about comm strategy. Shout out to Tatari.
I was going to say, I was going to do the cup song, but I would spill my Tatari cup.
That's right.
It's Tatari time, ladies and gentlemen. If you're an agency, you've had this conversation, your client's maxed out on paid social and search, and they're asking, what the frick is next? For a lot of brands, the answer is TV, but whether your agency is new to TV or already buying CTV, building complete offering can mean adding more partners, more platforms, more reporting complexity. Tatari gives agencies a simpler way in, whether you want full service control or a more hands-on partnership where Tatari's team runs point, you plan, buy, and measure linear TV. Streaming and online video in all in one platform without handing off the client relationship or building a large specialized TV.
You keep the client relationship, create new revenue opportunities, and give clients another scalable channel when their existing media mix starts to plateau. And because Tatari buys directly from publishers, more of the budget goes towards media instead of ad tech fees. Today, more than 400 plus brands are using Tatari and trusting them to plan, buy, and measure TV. Take DAC, a full funnel media agency that unlocked premium inventory that they couldn't get otherwise, and bringing linear and streaming together. So when a client asks, what should we do next? You have a stronger answer. Go to the link in the comments or the description. Check out Tatari. Let's move on to the 2-minute drill, Gino. 2 minutes, each topic. It's the most important marketing news of the day. First up, Corgi Cafe. Corgi, Gino, if you haven't heard of Corgi, it's because you touch grass and you're employed probably. But Corgi is an AI insurance startup. They have a lot of headlines recently. They make all their employees work 7 hours a week. They're obsessed with working. Their founder allegedly sleeps 3 to 4 hours a night, but they're building cafes. They have cafes in San Francisco, and now they're opening cafes, a 24-hour cafe in New York City. You talk about brand building here, Gino. What do you think?
I'll tell you what, Jack, this founder is interesting. What I find hilarious about this are the reviews, because they opened up in San Francisco already. Yep. Like they already had this location, this Corgi, the 24-hour thing, and the reviews are hilarious. If you could scroll down, JR, like there's no actual Corgis in the shop here.
False advertising.
Somebody said, like, I already 10x my business going to this shop here. It's kind of like this whole big meme now that they're kind of roasting this.
Yeah, according to Emily Sundberg, Feed Me, legend, 2/3 of the first 30 hires at Corgi have a Corgi tattoo. And up next, London is going to get a Corgi cafe as well. And then
instantly became
some
a 10X
great reviews.
founder as soon as they crossed the door. 10 out of 10, highly recommend to anyone.
I will be going to the Corgi Cafe to do boots on the ground journalism to figure out what's going on here. It feels like a cult, but a lot of these like tech brands, companies are building cafes. Never forget the OG Capital One Cafe. Gino, why do they do this? Do you think it's like tech companies specifically have a problem with feeling like humans and as if they're not like just on their computers all day, and so they want to like create community?
Yeah, I think, and extend that community to the actual area, because I would imagine they have like money and the funding. This one has $378 million in VC funding. If I can get a cheaper coffee, I'm going to get in that door.
That's what you did with Capital One Cafe, right?
Yeah,
like
exactly.
they offer like $1 coffee, so.
There we go. Next up.
What a way to transition. Adidas stock is tanking, Gino. Yesterday, dropped 18% after their earnings call. The market, I think of like the stock market, the analysts to just be like these grumpy, old finance suits, but not pleased with the amount of budget spent on marketing, over $1 billion spent. And so that obviously brought profit margins down. They spent $1.15 billion on marketing.
Wow.
Which is interesting to see people have like kind of a panic sell-off. The CEO, I believe, mentioned he's a little bit surprised by the sell-off and the drop in the stock price. But breaking entering exclusive stock tip, Adidas is a buy for me,
Yeah, me too, Jack. I mean, it seems like these analysts don't realize like the power of brand building.
Yeah,
of what
these
the
boomers.
investment that you would do in branding. Of course, it's not going to turn around right away. This is not a price promotion, if you will.
Right.
You're building the brand for the long term here. Now, my question to you, Jack, so if Adidas cut marketing for the World Cup, let's say they didn't spend as much, and they beat their earnings estimate, would that make the business stronger?
Exactly. That's like, so this is the classic question. To me, we know so much about Adidas and their plan. Back in the day, we talked with the global marketing team. Like, the idea is that they got to go so hard. This is a once in a generation marketing sports phenomenon that you can grasp. The World Cup being in the United States, global event. You got to go all the way. You got to go so hard, especially now where like Nike's kind of stumbling. They're like on their back foot, and it felt like Adidas went for the knockout punch.
And it seems like consensus here that they won the World Cup, sponsoring it officially. Also with the great spot there, the two teams in the finals.
And revenue went up. Revenue went up. They had growth in revenue. They performed well top line.
Yep.
But these are investments that will pay off in the long run. People hold diamond hands. Everyone needs to have diamond hands with Adidas. Speaking of the stock market, Omnicom released their earnings, 6% organic growth in Q2, and our guy John Wren, he will be vaping all the way to the bank. You know, he's hitting his payout target for a massive payday that he's going to be getting. Anything you thought was interesting coming out of this earnings call?
It seems like the thesis here, acquiring IPG, is working consistently so far, so that's a pretty good sign as a result of new business wins from Adidas, IBM, just to name a few here. Focusing on now agentic marketing transformation, bringing businesses into the AI space, and then focusing on growing their organic clients who they have right now. I don't know what those future things mean at all.
I have a feeling,
marketing transformation, I have no clue what that means.
I have a feeling that we will be talking less and less about Omnicom in the coming years when it comes to like advertising and like creative advertising, Gino. They, Mr. Wren called them less of a holding company, more of an operating company these days. He said, quote, "We are built for an era where speed, integration, and scale matter most." Gino, in case you were wondering, speed, integration, and scale matter apparently now more than it used to. I don't know why. I don't know if that's necessarily new information, but interesting time. Obviously, I think it's well documented. Omnicom and these other holding companies have really had to switch what their business model looks like. You have to integrate everything. You have to just be like a marketing tech company at this point to just do everything that your client needs on the marketing front, which has changed over the years.
He had two categories too for like focused businesses and then non-focused businesses. I forgot the wording exactly in the article, but indicating that there was going to be some businesses sold off within the Omnicom portfolio too. So I want to keep an eye on that, what that might mean in the future.
Yeah, that sounds great. We'll keep an eye on it, but John Wren, wow, what a job that is. Our next thing, Gino, we're going to the green screen.
Yeah, I want to go to the green screen. I'm going to try to explain this.
Everyone come with me.
Yeah. Alrighty, so Yahoo. New little product integration just came out as of this morning featuring Kyle Cook. Kyle Cook, I guess, I'm going to do a pretty bad job explaining this. He's kind of like, how would you describe him, JR? He's a reality TV star, an entrepreneur. He founded Loverboy. People love this guy. People also find him maybe a little bit challenging. That's absolutely okay. That's his job. Jack is going to show us on the green screen what's going on.
Well, JR, you want to show the spot? You showing the spot?
Yeah.
I'm on. Okay, here's the thing. Kyle Cook, they got him as a weather boy. Yahoo promoting their new weather app, talking about how it's different. They got Kyle Cook now integrated into the weather app. Go check it out. Download the app. I don't know if you want to see it, but they got Kyle Cook. He's in front of the green screen. He's the weather boy. So of course, I will be getting in front of our green screen, which is displaying him in front of his green screen. It's green screenception, guys, and this has never been done before.
Never.
This is the first time this has ever been done. Gino, you got Kyle Cook. He's wearing the jean shorts. He's got the white shoes. He kind of plays a character. We talked to him last night. I don't know if we're allowed to say this stuff, but we talked to him. Apparently, he got the riff. Like most of this. Apparently most of this wasn't necessarily scripted. Talked to the team at Yahoo. The idea was, let's get him into a position where he feels most comfortable, most himself, and let him have some fun with it. I feel like that's kind of a good strategy when it comes to these celebrity, these talent. Like, you want Kyle Cook for Kyle Cook. It's like me being in front of this green screen right now.
Yeah, you're not scripted right now. You say whatever you want, Jack, just like how Kyle Cook was doing in the Yahoo video.
That's exactly right, Gino. It's kind of funny. I can hear him, just not in the headset. But Kyle Cook and the Yahoo team cooking. with this new ad. Gino, you like that one?
That was great.
But the interesting thing to me is that they have him now in the Yahoo Weather app. So it gives you a reason to like actually download the app. He gives like a little bit of commentary depending on each of the day. So if it's like nice out, he'll do like a Kyle Cook-ism. He'll be like, weather's nice, cancel your plans for better plans. Like stuff like that. So some quips, bring it down the funnel, Gino. We're bringing people down the funnel.
I downloaded the app this morning, and it says, weather not fun, see you tomorrow here in New York City, from Kyle Cook himself, his weather report today.
Thank you, Gino. Well, this was me in front of the green screen, in front of Kyle Cook, in front of his green screen, logging off. I'm going to go back to the studio.
It's fantastic. Yeah, I mean, like launching a new app, how do you get Yahoo Weather, everybody to download it, people excited about it? You bring in Kyle Cook, who's hot right now, and bring him into the app.
He's a good-looking guy.
He's hot.
We saw him. We got to meet him last night.
Good-looking guy.
Very good-looking guy. Gino, that went pretty well. How'd it look?
Everything
Were you
was
able to see
great.
it?
Yeah. You didn't move around too much. Your feet were planted.
Green screen was money.
Yeah.
Green screen.
Forgot about
legendary.
that thing.
That was talking Yahoo. Next up, Gino, shout out to Tracksuit, our exclusive data partner. This next segment, we're talking about a data story, Tracksuit, data. You know, the American Eagle, Gap, Denim Wars, Gino, are about a year. It's been a year since the first shot had been fired in the Denim Wars. I think I would say, you know, with the Sydney Sweeney stuff, of course, right around the same time that you saw Gap come out with Cat's Eye, like that, I think that was almost the first kind of music video, fashion-tainment became a word that people used.
Yep.
But of course, everyone wants to know, okay, what happened a year later? What happened a year later between American Eagle and Gap? And we've got some statistics. If we want to scroll down here, when it comes to awareness, so you're kind of like looking at the funnel here, Gino. Your thoughts on this?
Yeah, so I'm looking at this now here, and American Eagle converts consideration to preference at 28% versus Gap's 18%, despite Gap having the bigger funnel. So Gap has higher awareness, Jack, and similar to top of funnel conversion, but American Eagle pulls ahead at the bottom of the funnel, 10% preference over Gap's 7%. Let's break that down.
So to me, it's interesting. Like I think if you ask any marketing nerd, thought leader out there, they all kind of like love Gap's marketing. They're like obsessed with the way that they build the brand, nostalgia, all of that. But at the end of the day, I mean, like it seems like, you know, based on this so far, American Eagle, and I would say like I almost think American Eagle had a little bit of a head start. That's like the one caveat that I would put against this data.
Yeah.
American Eagle probably had a little bit more going for them at the time of the Denim Wars beginning, but Gap, American Eagle, proving that they're really pulling people down. The whole thing, according to like from Tracksuit, if you want to analyze this, you think about Gap is doing an amazing job of building awareness, getting people excited, leaning into nostalgia, the music videos. You just saw it with the Hailey Bieber new jeans going in the 90s. And then on the flip side, you have American Eagle, a little bit more point of view. Strong point of view. They're working with like Travis Kelce, the celebrity angle of Sydney Sweeney, Lamine Yamal, very much like it people right now that maybe like have a strong fandom or strong reaction to. So they're getting people to go from awareness to conviction in their purchases.
Yeah, it's the conviction might actually convince people to want to buy the product or a higher preference for it here, whereas you can play a little bit safer and get everybody more aware of it. That was my interpretation of this. So is there a winner? I mean,
I think it's early.
Yeah,
it's early.
There's no clear winner here.
They're both doing a good job. They're both 6'7", doing a good job. But so far, it feels like depending on how you stack it up, American Eagle getting more people to buy.
Now, if you're a Gap and you're like, okay, I have higher awareness now, maybe the next ads that I do, next campaign has a little bit more punch to it, a little more zip to it.
Yeah, maybe
A little more POV and
or maybe, I mean, they're still like increasing like preference. So like you almost wonder, like, do you just keep going down that path and just trust the process and know that like you're building something that's bigger here, and don't look at the person in the swimming lane next to you. Like keep going forward.
Keep the blinders
I mean,
on.
this is fantastic data from Tracksuit. If you're an agency or brand, you want to be able to track data like this in real time, go check out Tracksuit. Check out the link in our description, link in our comments. Shout out Tracksuit. Gino, let's get on with the show.
Let's bring in our first guest. Who do we got, Jack?
It's Antoni Porowski. Antoni Porowski, welcome to the show. How are you doing? Oh, this is great. This is great.
What's up, boys? How's it going? I love the swimming reference. Stay in your own lane. Stay in your lane, you know?
Antoni, is the iPhone that you're holding waterproof?
It is. I haven't lost it yet.
Where are you? You don't have to give exact location. I want to
No.
protect you.
I'm sailing. I'm with some friends sailing on an old 100+ year schooner with some friends on the coast of Maine.
Oh my goodness.
I just want to say, beautiful. I mean, people, they wonder, is Antoni, does he really want to join the segment every week? Is he really dedicated to the story, to marketing? I think this puts all of that to rest. So we appreciate you taking the time.
Guys, I'm all in. Come on. As long as reception is here, I'm your guy.
Oh, appreciate that. And hey, we got to talk about it. I mean, we saw this. We're excited about this at the Breaking Entering HQ here in New York, not in Maine, unfortunately. Instacart. New kickoff here. Can you tell us about what you're doing with Instacart right now?
Yeah, so it was a buddy of mine, Luke, who used to work with another company, has been wanting to do something for a while. And we've had a lot of conversations. And then he started working with Instacart a while back. And I actually kind of nodded to this a little bit when we were all in Cannes about this project that I was super excited about. Because he came with this concept. He was like, before I even go write the script, he was like, I have this idea of basically taking like you on Queer Eye, putting it on steroids with a bit of Patrick Bateman, and like helping this like trope or this like stereotype of male shoppers not being able to perform, like 5-star service. He was like, how would you feel about going crazy and like teaching these guys how to be better versions of themselves? I was like, I love it. I think it's brilliant. It's on brand, but it's also like 5% off and a little wacky. And then we did the thing, and it was like, had the best freaking time ever. The brand was there. They were super receptive to everything. And I think it was one of those classic examples of like, they had their things that they wanted to abide by, but they also let us play. So we did the take their way. And then Paul Scheer, brilliant director, SNL writers on board, were just like, okay, now let's like fuck around a little bit with it and like play with the lines. And they ended up keeping so much of it. And I think, subjectively speaking, I think it turned out pretty good.
Yeah, it's great. Well, listen, I would put the objective label on it because Muse by Cleo's put Instacart as their ad of the week, Gino. So,
let's go.
So Instacart ad of the week, and you worked with Hannah Berner on it. I feel like you guys just had like natural chemistry there. But what was that like? I mean, had you all worked together before, or was that your first time kind of acting together?
I've never worked with her before, but it was sort of like, I don't know, just the way that it was all kind of set up and like me on the, like it really played into like the quirkiness, which I think lended well to us both just meeting each other where we didn't have to like pretend. So they were working with all these very real variables and just kind of landing the plane on it. And yeah.
That's awesome. And yeah, Gino.
And now, is there going to be more executions of this? Do we know that, Jack?
I don't know. Antoni, do you know?
There's some more stuff coming.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Excellent. Yeah. Well,
that was more of a teaser, and we did a whole bunch of others. It's fully fleshed out.
Oh, great.
There we go.
That's huge. I want to ask about working with the Instacart team. Instacart, for those at home, Instacart's in-house agency, Local Produce, it was Ad Age's in-house agency of the year. So like objectively, like one of the best in-house brand agencies out there. What was it like working with them in that process in the Instacart crew?
I mean, just in terms of like creatively speaking.
Yeah.
I mean, I think they leaned into something. I didn't realize how big of a moment it was, but there was this whole discourse and narrative going on about like male Instacart shoppers just not being very good. I think tied with I do have a deep love for Instacart. I use it in the city, even though I tend to go grocery shopping whenever I can, but I have a place in the country as well where I use it exclusively for, grocery stores that are 25, 30 minutes away. Mm-hmm. And we just kind of like started with that idea into this whole, playing. I think the tricky part that I feel like was the risk on their end was sort of, they didn't want to send the messaging out that their shoppers are not good because they actually do have really good ratings, but still playing with something that's being discussed in culture. It was very, I think, self-aware are the words that I was like looking for, which made it successful, which kind of was the most exciting part for me. Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, I feel like you and Hannah both like have been able to make careers out of like self-awareness too. Like you just kind of like embody that sort of feeling, like you don't take yourselves too seriously.
And she took the piss out of me, didn't know how to pronounce my name. Like, if everyone's like down to clown and we're all just having fun, it just makes it, I don't know, it just makes it such a fun experience, and I think it translates.
Even the cast, even the rest of the cast was hilarious. That was like shocking how funny they were.
So we ended one of the takes. I'm forgetting his name right now, but one of the actors, we were like done with a shot that was like extra wacky, and we're like walking to like take a break and a sip of water before the next shot. And I remember saying like, oh, you never know when you get on a set what the experience is going to be like. But I'm like, fuck, what an incredible script. I was like, I'm just so like, this just brings me so much joy. I could be here all day doing this. And then he was like, oh, thanks. I'll let my girlfriend know because she and I wrote this together. And he ended up being the writer. I was like, thank God. Imagine if I was like, this is terrible. This is just the absolute worst. Like, let's just wait for the day to be over.
That's great. That's
yeah. So it was fun that the guys who wrote it got to actually like participate in it. It just felt, you know, it was obviously work, but it felt like a passion project.
Yeah, it's great. It's great.
Well done to that. Excited to see what comes out from there.
Yeah. What else? So what else is cooking for you right now? Let's talk about the boat. You know, what's the plans?
About the boat?
Can we hear about the plans?
Here with some friends. It was supposed to be raining, but it's a little gray, but nice and moody. So we're listening to a lot of Noah Kahn, shocking amount of lobster, hot coffee on tap, and just taking cold plunges whenever we can. And then conversations with the captain about whether great white sharks have made it to the coasts of Maine yet. And 2 of our 11 guests have an app where you can actually track great white sharks, which I didn't know was a thing that existed. And there are none in the area. We're happy to report.
Oh, okay, gosh. Be careful. Yeah, they're Anthony, pretty fast too, so keep an eye on that tracker.
I'll keep all my limbs for next week.
And I also, that'd be huge. I mean, I also heard that if it does come down to it, Antoni, if you just give them just a punch right to the nose, I think that usually neutralizes them.
So I heard that if you flip them upside down, they're paralyzed.
Same.
So if they're 14, if they're 14 footers, I don't know how we're going to execute that.
If you could, they always have to be moving, so you could get into a situation where maybe you like bait them into flipping upside down.
It's like a judo.
Yeah.
It's like a judo.
Maybe we bring the whole breaking and entering. Maybe we do a breaking and entering like a little community bonding experience next season, and we charter this for a few days, and you guys show me how you would do it.
Yeah, that would be great. You know, I can barely swim. I think so it would be tough to be out in open water, but I think
they got buoys. You'll be good. We got life jackets.
Oh, perfect. Then
okay.
Yeah.
This leads me to a good brand question for you. You're getting ready to go on the boat. What are some brands that you would wear on the water or in your main era right now?
I love these questions. Okay. So first and foremost, I love a classic linen shirt because in Maine, it's like maritime chic, but also really casual and very utilitarian. So I'm actually wearing it right now, and I got some for all my friends. Banana Republic linen shirts, well priced. They last forever, and they look really good when they're a little fucked up and wrinkled, so you don't have to press them. Filson is another really good heritage brand that I've been a fan of for a long time. It's like very outdoorsy. So they have like really good utility pants, Carhartts, obviously. Warm socks, and no shortage of caps.
Oh yeah, I mean,
some good brands mentioned.
This is why we Antoni,
and Dramamine for whoever needs it, for whoever gets seasick.
Oh, do you suffer from that? Is anyone in the crew suffering from seasickness?
Two people were a little nauseous the first day, but then what I learned, here's a fun fact that should be fact checked. Apparently, if you take vitamins, you shouldn't take them when you're out at sea because it messes with your body somehow, and you're more likely to get seasick.
Skip the vitamins on the sea.
Come for the
Not
brand.
often said, but skip your vitamins. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Come for the brand marketing. Stay for the out at sea sickness avoidance methodologies.
Exactly.
Antoni, thank you so much for joining the show.
Thank you, boys. It's good to see your faces.
Great to see you too.
I'll be back at my apartment next week.
Great. We'll see you then. Antoni Porowski, legend, joins the show.
Nicely done.
Another legend, Tracksuit. Shout out to Tracksuit. This episode's brought to you by Tracksuit. Quick gut check. Hey, gut check. Everyone, gut check. How confident do you feel walking into a pitch? Here's what everyone isn't telling you. The work gets better and easier when it's actually backed by data. Tracksuit tracks brand health continuously. awareness, consideration, competitive position, brand perception, updated every month, no waiting for an annual dip, no cobbled together proxies, no pretending a 6-month-old deck still holds up, just current data on tap for your whole team, so you're pitching with receipts instead of a wish and a prayer. If you're in the business of strategy, this is kind of the whole game.
It's the whole game.
So Tracksuit, up and running in 30 days. Check them out at the link in our comments and our description. Shout out to Tracksuit. Gino, do you want to introduce our next guest?
Yeah, our next guest is the founder of David and Goliath, which is an independent agency. Been doing it for around 25 years. David Angelo is a legend in the industry, and they recently won the account for 9/11, and it's the 25th anniversary this year. So we're going to be talking about what they're doing, what that foundation's about, and really then broadening the conversation about David and Goliath, how they become so successful and stayed independent. David Angelo, welcome to the show.
David, how are you doing?
Yo, great to meet you guys, Gino and Jack. First of all, I just want to say it's an absolute honor to be here, and congrats, man. Founder to founder. It's not easy to start something, right? But the fact that you guys are committed and you bring that energy every time I see you guys from the beginning, kudos, man.
Thank you so
David
much. Means the world. Hey, founder to founder, just us two. I mean, you've got about 24 years on us, I think, of being a founder. So we're in
something like that.
What's your best advice for us then?
Sorry to the audience. This is about us now.
I would just say my best advice to any person or any brand out there is just own your truth. That's it. Don't ever try to be something you're not, because it's owning your truth is the easiest story to tell. So just go all in with it. And that's what I've been doing. And I use it as a filter for everything I do. So I assume, I know your guys' truth because I looked at your background as well, but just your energy, you're bringing your honest, authentic energy to the table. And that's what our industry needs right now.
And it's been working for you all for more than 25 years, proving that challengers can absolutely win. So congrats on the recent win for 9/11 Day, marketing agency of record here. Can you break it down for us how this opportunity came across your desk?
Yeah. Just as an agency with a really distinct mission, name and mission, David and Goliath, we're always looking for brands that are unafraid to take on their Goliaths, right? And doing it for many years for Kia Motors, of course, and other brands as well. But we're always looking for Goliaths, and when you get to that point where you're running towards Goliaths as opposed to running away from it, it really starts to open up opportunities. And so got a call from a really good friend of mine who basically said, I've got an amazing opportunity for you and the agency, because I know who you are, I know what you stand for, I know your culture. And it's called 9/11 Day. And these two founders, David Payne and Jay Winnock, are just incredible human beings. And Jay lost his brother in 9/11. And what they decided 6 months after that day was, rather than mourn in a traditional sense, find something good that they can take from it. And one of the things that we all sort of noticed that day, and I experienced it, I'm still when I think of that day, it's really hard for me, because I lived in New York at the time, but I had just moved and I was watching it on TV, and it was just a very hard thing for me to take in. So, but they said, listen, there was something beautiful that happened, right? When all of these people came together, first responders, et cetera, and they weren't looking for fame or fortune or any of that. They were just being real human beings that were showing up, right? Doing the right thing. And let's take that spirit of showing up for others, and let's use that as a means to help transform 9/11 from a day of such horrific tragedy into the greatest day for doing good, in honor of all of the people that died that day, and all of the first responders who just gave it their all to try to save lives. And so I have so much admiration for that type of spirit. And, it's not your traditional relationship, and we're standing shoulder to shoulder with them. When you believe in something that comes from an authentic place, there's no ego whatsoever. And so it's been this incredible 2.5 months of working shoulder to shoulder with them, talking about ideas that transcend, in many ways, transcend advertising. Because we're not creating an ad campaign, we're creating a movement. And to be able to sort of go back and forth and just spitball and without any expectations other than how can we connect at scale, with people to help inspire them to be part of this movement. And one of the greatest Goliaths that they had was, there are a lot of people that weren't born, to experience 9/11. What was your experience with it? Were you
Yeah, we were, I mean,
born?
like 3 years old. Like I was like 3 years old. I
Yeah.
don't even like remember it even happening.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's like there are people who really cannot, there's the phrase never forget, but how can you never forget something that you never experienced? And so appealing to the Gen Z generation has been our main focus. How do we serve this up in a way to a generation that didn't experience it, the horror of it all, and how do we do it in a way that enables them to carry it forward, right? And so that's been the MO from day one, and yeah, we just been it's been a very inspiring and unifying sort of experience for us all.
Yeah, it is, to your point, it is something that is bigger than advertising. Like it's, people, we talk a lot about, you're making ad campaigns. Like it's not that serious, but something like this is that serious. So I wonder, like, how has the agency approached such important work, and knowing that like this isn't your typical client relationship?
Yeah, it's a great question. I've always believed that creativity, when I think about the business that we're in, I think of creativity as being our greatest superpower, right? There's so much opportunity out there for creativity, especially in today's world. And just looking at creativity through a different lens, like not so much about how can we sell products, but how can we inspire people? How can we connect them to a brand ethos that believe in the same thing? And how can we create experiences that are meaningful to them, whether it's through film or experiential or whatever. We take some of the components of advertising, but how do we elevate creativity to another level, so that it can transcend the idea of being sold to, and more about just connecting with people on an authentic level. And that's my hope for our industry. And I've kind of been about that for a while. And with our own nonprofit that we started 13, 14 years ago, Today I'm Brave, really looking at that through the lens of inspiring kids, today's youth, to unlock their brave and take on the challenges of tomorrow. And we do so on a couple levels. One with our camp that we created 7 years ago during the pandemic, with the help of over 100 agencies, which was kind of crazy. And now that camp is just it's amazing. It's soaring. And so it's upstate New York. It's called Brave Camp, and it's for over 70 teens from Harlem. And it's a incredible 8-day experience, a growth mindset experience for them, where we bring creativity in it, we bring bravery, bring a sense of owning their truth, all of the things that I know about advertising, but bring it in on a level that really inspires people to sort of take on their challenges, knowing they'll be better off for it.
That's the most creative, that group, whatever that group is of students that is going to that camp, is going to be they're like already infinitely cooler. I just know for a fact. So I can imagine there's the next great creatives are probably going to come from that.
I'm telling you, and I know you guys are about that too, about mentoring young talent. And we're doing that with the Los Angeles High School of the Arts. We have a curriculum called Brave You that I teach. It's a 16-week growth mindset program, and it starts with the notion of understanding the power within, because before you can achieve great success, you first have to believe you can. And then it goes right into personal branding, where we help these creators who are just incredible prodigies. We help them step into their origin story and really taking brand principles, owning, using that as your architecture, and creating a life vision, for where they're going to go as creators.
Own your truth. Own your truth.
Yeah,
You said
it,
a great person once told me that about 10 minutes ago. So that's you, David. Yeah. Gino?
So that gives us permission to do what we do now, in addition to, of course, marketing and helping our client partners sell their products.
Yeah.
Well, I got to be more like David, and you too. I know.
I mean, come on. I feel like
I know you.
That feels like it.
You got to be like more like David. I know you. I know you.
Okay.
David, you've been in the industry for some time now. So much success here. I mean, how is it? Like, when we're talking about AI, we're talking about consolidation and mergers and holding companies. All that's hot right now. My question to you is, what's really changed the most over the past 20 years in the industry, in your POV?
That's a great question, because I've actually been talking about that a lot, because I've been fortunate enough to experience the exponential growth of technology from the beginning, right? So as an art director, and I've always said, once an art director, always an art director. I remember first starting out in the industry when we were doing paste up and cutting our own type and all that stuff, right? In a manual sense, but then going from that to desktop publishing, going from that to social media, going from that to AI. I mean, there's been so many pivot points, but I would say that there's a lot of talk about it. Every decade, there's been so much talk about technology and what's going on. And the one consistent thing that I've noticed throughout all of that is that there still needs to be breakthrough thinking, regardless of any of that, right? And to me, you go back to even when Bill Bernbach used to talk about technology and how a great idea will always be needed. Mm-hmm. I look at AI right now, and I see so many people talking about the efficiencies that you get from it, and I understand that part very well, and I understand the need for that, but there's always going to be a greater need for work that connects with you on an emotional level. And that's something that AI can never do, because it is incapable of having emotion, right? Emotion comes from a human heart and a human soul. And that's how we're able to connect with people.
I guess to follow up on it, does it feel a little bit heavier? Does it feel any different? I wasn't there for the internet, like the boom or the first bubble, whatever it might be, or like when even just the creation of Photoshop tool and designs, like design tools like that. Does this feel different? I'm in it right now for the first time, but you have the experience. Does this specific AI boom feel different to you?
Of course it does. Every boom feels different, right? Mm-hmm. It's almost like you're riding on a wave if you're a surfer, right? And the wave just keeps getting bigger and bigger. It feels different, but as a creator, and I'm still creating, which is awesome. I'm still creating, but I'm not looking at the technology as something that is going to hurt me. I'm looking at it as something that's going to catapult my thinking. And that's the way I've looked at it from day one, is how can this technology or advancement help take my thinking even higher? Mm-hmm. And it's kind of like having the most amazing assistant with you, right? That's lockstep with you and your ideas. Yep. And so that's the way I see it. Yep. And there may be a lot of people out there that don't see it that way, and I'm totally cool with that, but I see it as being a huge benefit for creators today. If they understand the idea that it will never replace creative thinking, it will only help elevate and amplify it.
Well, you will be upset to hear that Gino has an idea to start an agency where there's no computers allowed. Where you cut and paste type, like you said earlier. Well, that's all we're doing. We're going to be super expensive, and super slow. Because he's going on like the handmade, like human analog sort of wave here. But David, your thoughts? Gino wants to start an agency where it takes on maybe 1 or 2 projects a year, no phones, no computers. The only way you get in touch or communicate with the agency, you got to show up.
Oh, I love that. I actually love. Yeah, I'm telling you, I mean, there's an idea there, like a big idea. To me, showing up is everything. And it's one of the things that I've missed because of the pandemic is feeling that energy of people. And I really believe when you get in a room and you sit down, whether it's your team or your clients, real great stuff happens, when all of that energy comes together. So I love going back to some of the principles of the way things were, but I also know that we're traveling at the speed of light right now in regards to technology and especially within our industry, how we can help brands continue to grow and be important in people's lives. And I truly believe, again, I go back to that through line about breakthrough work, owning your truth. I truly believe at the end of the day, in this world where everything seems fake, right? Fake news, fake people, all that stuff. Being true, being authentic is the thing that's going to resonate with people more than ever.
Yeah, love that. That's why we do it live, David. That's why we do it live. You can never, AI can never replace this right now. But
No way, man.
no way, David. Appreciate you coming on the show, though. It's been a pleasure, and congratulations to you and the rest of the agency for stepping up and taking on this challenge. Very important work, and we're excited to see what you all are able to do with the work with 9/11 Day and the 25th anniversary coming up.
Absolute pleasure. And again, congratulations on your guys, on what you guys are doing, man. Just keep going.
Sounds good. We will. Thank you, David. Appreciate you.
All right, see you later.
That was David Angelo, an advertising legend,
Absolutely.
Truly a legend of the game. That was cool. Another thing that's cool.
What do we
Lobster Fest. I want everyone. Crab Fest. Crab Fest from Red Lobster. I said
Crab Fest.
I know. It's a Freudian slip. But
okay.
if you see this, so BarkleyOKRP worked on this one for Crab Fest, Red Lobster. It's I think it's International Friends Day, Gino. So
is that today?
I think it's today. So they give you this bib
It's
where
the
you can
first
share it.
ever tandem bib. It doesn't need much explanation.
Can you get
You
it?
just freaking
Can we
show
just do a
'em.
little product demonstration here?
Oh, my head might be too big.
No, it's a little too. So the idea here is that you would eat the crab here, and so you want to just share that meal. So obviously, and I kind of like the fact that it kind of stretches out the logo so you can read it.
Testing. Can you guys hear us?
Okay, great. Okay, great. All right. So that's a little product.
We gotta do the
demonstration.
whole interview
We
with
gotta all right, let's do the whole interview like this.
All right.
Here we go. Who do we got now? We got him. Bring him in. Let's bring something that's gonna happen. Justin Smith and Sam Bonds from BarkleyOKRP. Hey guys.
Hello.
Hey.
Jack and Chino, happy International Day of Friendship to you guys.
This is where Ellie is working her ass off right now.
We changed
so,
the
all
whole
right, we're
thing,
good now. All right, so let's talk. What's going on? Can you set the scene for us? Because we did a terrible job explaining.
Well, I'll just say, if ever there's a question about you guys' friendship, that's out the door.
You too.
Great.
Yes.
Yeah. It looks like you've worn a tandem bib before. I mean, you look like naturals.
You guys actually do look like you spend a lot of time prepping in this. I think that
You do.
This is how we work.
Yeah.
Justin, I think you've gotten the collar situated. It looks
Oh,
like
yeah.
it's very much something you spent some time prepping.
Yeah,
I did that.
It's the classic kind of, the sweater with the collar poking out. We've been working on this for a while. We've been wearing this bib for probably about 20 minutes in the waiting room, so a lot of prep time to get ready. So we're really excited to be here.
Let's get into. We might as well start there. Product development. Let's talk about how many levels of testing, how many rounds of just technology in the lab with the scientists trying to figure out the best way to create this new piece of technology.
It's good material.
A lot of R&D.
A lot of R&D.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead, Sam.
No,
you
please.
take it. No, I mean, it's a great question. I think you're spot on. Prototyping this was a really big part of this campaign. So we could just shout out right off the bat our designer, Whitney Manny. She's an incredible local Kansas City fashion designer who we collaborated with to create these bibs. And she's collaborated with folks like Cardi B, ASAP Rocky, only the best. So we had to partner with her to create the tandem bibs. She's here local in Kansas City, so made multiple trips to her studio. She came to the agency. We knew we had to be there in person to feel the textiles, feel the material.
Of course.
So yeah, she really helped bring this to life. So really excited with how they turned out.
So let's talk about Crab Fest. Can we talk about Crab Fest for a second? Crab Fest, I mean,
Crab Fest. It's Red Lobster. I didn't know they had crabs there. Tell us about this. Like, what was the brief from the brand to you all?
Well, Crab Fest is one of their feature promos every year, so folks are always anticipating it. And at the same time, we love to bring the bib forward as a brand treasure. We've had tons of ideas, and we will continue to have tons of ideas that use the bib. But for Crab Fest, it just felt like the perfect moment because crabs are an experience kind of dish. You got to get in there if there's a bib involved. If ever there's a bib involved, it'd be when you'd be eating crab. So Crab Fest seemed right for that, but it also seems like the kind of experience that is a friend kind of social action. So that's kind of the spirit in which Crab Fest, or the bibs at least, were born from.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's more ways to crab than ever before. I'm looking at our CX lead behind the screen right now. So, it really just begs the question of like, you got to have a friend with you to handle all that crab cracking, like torque action. There's a lot of torque involved in cracking crab leg. So, it felt like a no-brainer. Of course, on International Day of Friendship, we got to have something to unite friends together over, their love of crab. So
if we go to a Red Lobster, we can actually get, this was sent to us. So, but if we go to a Red Lobster, could we get one of these? How do the folks watching this get their own tandem bib?
It's a great question. So they're super limited, of course, exclusive. We're running the sweeps right now as we speak on our social channels. So check out Instagram and TikTok, the Red Lobster account. We've got a video playing there all about the bib. So all you have to do is tag and comment, tag your best friend and comment for a chance to win one of a limited run of tandem bibs. So that's how you get a physical bib. But also, if you happen to be a BFF duo like yourselves, out on social, check your DMs because we've sent these bibs out to influencers all over the social space. So you can get them that way. Virtually, you can log on to Snapchat and we launched first virtual tandem bib. So you and a friend in frame can be rocking the virtual bib. What else am I missing? Those are the main ways.
And this is what it's all about.
Yeah.
This is what it's all about.
Patented? I don't know.
Yeah, what's the patent process? Because I'm coming. Because we're coming for it. I'm not above getting into the legal turf war with you guys.
We're good at
and
it.
taking over this.
Beat us to it.
Let's litigate this.
All right, let's litigate it. People in the chat, people in the LinkedIn chat, there's some people that are saying Sam is not into it. Sam might not be into it with the double bib action. I just want to ask Sam, let's address it right now. Are you into this?
What's your statement?
Meet me in the DMs. These are lies. These are lies. I'd hope that wasn't planted by Justin. We worked this closely anyway, and that's really how the bib came about. It just made sense going from working to eating. He likes crabs. I love crabs. So that's kind of just.
I mean, I guess that's a good question. Like, do you think that creative partners should consider ideating within the tandem bib brought to you by Red Lobster?
Again, patent pending. So I won't speak any further about that, but
yeah,
optimistic.
I think we've all gotten only closer as a team since we invented this, which, by the way, shout out to we call them the Lobster Pot, our whole creative team.
Yes.
Special shout out to Tector and Nihal and Rosie and Roberto, hopefully in the chats, who were the teams kind of originally behind this. But yeah, I would say once they sort of like concepted this bib as a team, we only noticed ourselves getting closer and more creative. And hopefully you as well, since you put it on.
I'll tell you what, I'm craving some crab. Absolutely.
It is an experience. That is the interesting thing. Can we just kind of like, for the working with Red Lobster, like I feel like Red Lobster is one of the more iconic brands out there. I feel like there's been some good stuff coming from the brand and you all. So can we talk about like what's the relationship like? What are you hoping to do with Red Lobster and like positioning the brand?
Oh, thanks for that question. We won the business in 2022, and since then it's been a great ride. We've got incredible partners on their end, and they're always receptive to new and kind of out of the box thinking. So things like the Crab Fest bib and Bestie bib, and a few years ago we did the prom drip bib, which protects your drip from drip, so to speak. Things like that only come about through a close relationship with a client who's excited about creative, and it's just. There's more to come. We're excited about it.
Absolutely.
I love it. One of my buddies, growing up, Daniel Gockman, worked at a Red Lobster. He worked there like multiple summers. He had a great experience.
It's a good gig.
Working there. It is a good gig. I feel like it'd be great. What's up?
Who would have thunk?
Yeah, who would have thunk? People want crab. There's people in the chat talking. They want crab. They're talking about. So Sue is the person that kind of stirred the pot about.
Are you snitching?
Whether or not Sam was into it or not. Not to snitch, but whether Sam. I also heard Justin. You go by Jay Smooth. Is this a nickname that's true?
I don't know what's going on in the chats right now, but
Jay Smooth.
you guys are welcome to call me that, but I do not call myself that, so let's just clear the air.
That's fine.
New nickname alert.
Well, I call myself Jay Swag. So
Do you really?
Yeah, I call myself Jay Swag. No one else calls me that. I just call myself that.
There's a bib in you guys' future, I think.
I love that. I love that. Anything else that people should know about? Anything else coming from the Crab Fest crew? What is it? The Lobster Pot? I'm a sucker for a good creative team name. But anything we should be on the lookout for? Scoop?
Just get to Red Lobster. I mean, dig into this crab while it lasts. I believe the promo goes on until August 16th. So you have a bit of time left. So yeah.
Get to Red Lobster.
All right, we're getting something offline.
Yeah, of course.
Please, and just a reminder to celebrate International Best Friends Day with your friends. So grab a friend, go to Red Lobster, go to Crab Fest.
It's fantastic.
Fun.
Thank you both so much for taking the time. Congrats on the great work. And the Lobster Pot is cooking, Gino. The Lobster Pot is cooking. Tk you both so much.
Hope to see you guys again. Thank you.
Yeah, sounds good. See you soon.
Bye-bye.
Wow. All right. I mean, let's start Go China. Oh, it's got the Velcro.
Oh.
Okay. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Great design there. The unsung heroes, Gino, of advertising, in my opinion, are the people that actually have to make the stuff that is the crazy ideas. So,
I think I unplugged my mic.
Gino just unplugged his. It's okay. There's no more. There's no more.
I can hear you now.
Collins. Yeah,
can you hear me?
Okay, that was the show. That was
a fun one.
What a way to end the show.
I mean, we had an independent agency, we had an ad legend, we had Antoni Porowski, and we had the bib. I mean, what more can you ask for?
Presented by Tatari. Shout out to Tatari. They make our live show dreams come true alongside Tracksuit, who is the exclusive data partner of the Breaking and Entering show. I imagine the Lobster Pot team, if they didn't, they would have definitely benefited from whatever the data from Tracksuit, right? Like, of course. How could you not? The data says that best friends like eating crabs together.
Yep.
That's not
100%.
Don't hold me to that. Or also don't
honestly
snitch.
I feel like everybody would like eating crab if you're not, there's no restrictions dietarily speaking.
Are you allergic to
nothing? Cats only.
Yeah.
Yep.
Ella in the YouTube chat said G Money and J Swag.
Oh, I like that. G Money.
Gino, he goes by G Shock.
Shocknado.
G Shock, you can call him. G Shock, like the watch. There's a G Shock store near us in like the Soho area.
That's my brand to watch.
What?
That's my brand to watch.
Yes,
that is
Gino.
a perfect line. Curtis, what's Curtis saying in the YouTube?
Gino, is Gino's mic working? Yeah. Curtis is in the chat. He's saying no mic. I don't know if Curtis is messing with us. Classic Curtis. Oh, his headpiece fell out. Mm-hmm.
Yep. Thanks for keeping a lookout, Curtis. Hopefully you can hear me.
That was the show, and that was the week in advertising. We're back again next week on Tuesday. I was gonna say it to everyone. I think we should go start at noon.
Ooh.
I think we should start at noon Eastern, starting next week. Starting next week, Tuesday, noon Eastern time.
I've been talking to people because correct me if I'm wrong, what time is that in LA? Is that 9?
It's 9, so it's way better.
You get the morning crew.
I know, for Curtis. I believe Curtis is based in LA. Probably.
Curtis, would you like us to start?
Curtis, if you're in the chat, let us know. Would you rather listen at 9 a.m., watch at 9 a.m.?
Ooh. I want to do a little announcement as well. If you're an agency comms leader, you should be getting this show on the TVs within your agency office. So if you're an employee watching this right now, ping your comms manager to work with IT to get this thing going on the agency TV
and send us a picture. This is our lifelong dream. Our dream is that it replace like the news. I know that like
it's like their sizzle reel that's playing. Yeah. It's like get rid of that.
Or what we should do is like if they have clients that are visiting the office, we should pre-record like a segment that's like So, for example, BarkleyOKRP, another, what an amazing.
Yeah,
and you're
we'll do that.
Oh, we usually just have the Breaking Entering live show on. It's crazy that they said that.
We will do that. If you agree to put the live show on your agency TV screens, we will do that.
JR, what do you got?
Curtis said he's on the treadmill at 8 a.m.
Treadmill at 8.
He's cold plunge at 9 a.m.
He's cold plunging at 9 a.m. That's a good time to watch the show, though. You got
Curtis, do you work?
He cold plunges in the office.
He's in the. Do you have a desk treadmill and then a desk cold plunge? That would be sweet.
Oh yeah.
That is that might be deserving of a breaking graphic. I may breaking graphic that Curtis, creative at Deutsch, cold plunges at 9 a.m. every day.
I mean, he's an inspiration to all.
Anything else before we let the people go?
So
let the people get
on.
on
We'll be
with their
starting
days?
at 12 p.m. Eastern time next week. I
Yeah.
can sleep in, show up a little later.
Well, no, I was thinking. Actually, I'm going to save it for a little production chat. But I was thinking between you and me, this would allow us to do 60-second news every day.
I think so too.
Give it an extra hour, I can do the edit. Nobody.
I mean, the media company, and we are a full service media company.
Full service. Zero clients.
If we do 60-second news every morning as well as the live show 3 days a week, which we're plotting to do it 5 days a week.
Yeah,
I would
maybe.
say.
Yeah, I think there's a world where that happens.
I mean, what else do we have to do? We're just sitting around all day.
I'm just sitting around all day.
I'm sitting around all day. I'm playing Flappy Bird.
Yeah, listen.
I'm making prank calls, calling my buddy Joseph back at home.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, 60-second news every day, live show every day, twice a day.
And then outside of that live stream, I show speed style.
Yeah.
Just constantly. I went live right before the show today on Instagram, just, funneling people, of course.
How was the dopamine rush on that?
It's the best, dude, because it hits you. People thumbs up, they you see that people joined, you see the number go up. And
We should get the Twitch thing. I want to see the comments now.
Yeah, you gotta get in. I see them.
Yeah.
I see
But I
them.
want everybody to see the comments.
Oh, right.
You know what I'm saying? Like on screen. It's like Curtis trolling us.
Yeah, that's great. That is great content. Okay, thanks everyone. Appreciate it. Gino and I are partying hard. We are going out this weekend.
Yes, we are, Jack. You are absolutely correct on that. I'm looking forward to it.
All right, see you next week at noon Eastern time on LinkedIn, YouTube, and X on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. This has been the Breaking Entering live marketing news show. If you missed it, if you're just joining now, you can watch the whole thing on YouTube. We'll post it, Apple and Spotify as well. But we will see you all next week. Shout out to Tatari, presenting sponsor. Go check them out. Shout out to Tracksuit, exclusive data partner of the Breaking Entering show. We'll see ya.